welcome back to another episode of the Junk Monkeys Podcast, your bi-weekly connection through conversation. Except it's not.
Oh.
Except it's your semi-frequent...
Is semi the one where it's every other, or is that bi?
That's a great question, Daniel.
It's semi, because semicircle is half a circle.
That's a great point.
But is that half a month?
Well, what unit of time are we talking about? Well, I guess semi-monthly would be.
On today's episod.
Welcome back to the Junk Monkeys Podcast. I'm your host, Randy McLeod. I'm joined by my good friend, Daniel Mosionier.
Hello.
Hello. Daniel.
Why is your enter key yellow?
What?
Why is your enter key yellow?
I don't know. I just bought the computer like that.
Oh.
It just came like that.
I had it custom done. I had my enter key shipped away.
It's a really weird yellow, too. It's like a highlighter yellow.
I kind of vibe with it.
Okay. I'm glad you do.
I don't.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the penultimate episode of the Junk Monkeys Podcast.
We're dead?
No.
Oh.
Well,
two of them are already dead, so that's why it's only us.
Yeah, we're the last one standing.
Brad and Noah in the Arctic, still either
Noah is up north,
or getting eaten by a polar bear.
Yep, that's what he's doing. Hey, we're doing the final creative showcase.
Oh,
crazy. Crazy. It's been 4 years of this podcast, and
that's quite frankly too long.
Way too long. We were but young men when we started this.
We're so ambitious. We're gonna have video.
Man, we're gonna be crazy.
We never did it.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to San Fran.
Nope. Listen, man, it's good to dream, you know. But yeah, Dan's gonna play some music once again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a bit of my story from my thesis project. And I think we're going to have a lovely time.
I think so, too.
Great. So stick around for this episode of the Junk Monkeys Podcast. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, that
Bud
guy.
Light Apple.
Bud Light Apple. Sponsored by Bud Light Apple.
Oh, don't say that.
Actually, we're not. Yeah, super excited to talk to you today, Daniel.
Yeah.
I remember, we've done 3 of these so far.
Yes.
And it's
kind of surprising.
Yeah, me
too.
I agree. I agree is what I meant to try to say there. I'm too excited. No, I was gonna listen back to the previous episodes last night because I wanted to ensure I wasn't just saying the same things over and over again. I'm like, wow, Daniel, you're really talented.
It'd be funny
Tell me about why you're talented. You know. But
reading off script at the bottom, it says, "Ask GPT for more."
Yeah.
GPT.
Shit.
Damn it.
Oh no! Anyway, sorry.
That's you, man.
Sorry. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get into this and to do our final one. You know, it's a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did not have to get as distracted by that as you did.
Well, it's just you moved my water bottle without asking me.
I didn't know if it was floppy or if it was.
No, it's rigid.
If it was
it's a rigid body.
Hard.
It's a rigid body.
Flaccid or hard?
No, it's not what we're gonna say.
It's hard. It doesn't move when it.
Anyway, so
full mast.
Just as a heads up, in case you missed it last episode, yeah, we're ending the podcast.
Which you probably did.
Well, I mean, maybe you did. I thought today was our 4-year anniversary. Until Cassie texted the group chat yesterday and said, "Hey, happy 4th year anniversary!" And I was like, "Oh, it's the 22nd, not the 23rd." Huh.
Do you want to see a recreation of my exact reaction to that message?
Absolutely.
Here it was.
Yeah.
I was at my computer and I picked up my phone. Did not fucking care.
Wow. That's where we're at, folks.
I'm just so. The second this
the passage of time.
The Junkies prayer. What the hell? The second this is over, I'm resigning from doing the training shit. I'm done with this. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
so
I'm kind of there with you on that. Where I'm like, I'm ready to
move on.
Stop paying for the Creation Nation Makerspace because I like it. Don't get me wrong. We shout it out at the end of every fucking episode, but it is the point where I'm like, okay, I think we've done it.
Do you think it's at the point where we're like, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think that shout out has brought anyone to the Makerspace?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely
I
not.
thought maybe one.
No.
No.
God, no.
For the record, I said, oh, you probably missed the last episode. And you said, well, maybe you didn't. It's got 8 views.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
It's probably.
Didn't do well. No. Honestly, I think what happened is that I stopped putting it on my story.
Oh, my God.
I think a lot more people would go, see it if, I put it on my story because I actually have, I don't have a huge following, but I have people that follow me.
There's a number.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our social media, which is run by Cassie Gertzen, which is fantastic, it doesn't have that many followers.
Yeah.
So people don't see it.
Shocker.
Shocker.
People aren't following the junk monkeys on Facebook.
Daniel, I feel like I've been filibustering enough.
Yeah.
Before we get into the episode, actually, I've decided never mind.
Were you waiting for me to see if I knew what that word meant?
No.
Okay.
Because I know you know what
Yeah,
that
okay.
means. How do you feel about the podcast ending?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think we've stayed our course. I think we did what we wanted to.
Yeah.
I think we
had fun times.
I think we tripped and fell super fucking hard about video.
Yeah.
Which that was never something I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Because what a pain in the ass that would be
editing
for me.
wise, yeah, that would be.
It would take my edits, which are typically about 2 hours, and it would make it like 6.
Yeah.
It would be because I have to do multicam. Unless we're just doing a stationary locked video.
And then, hey, we had to cut something out of the podcast. Then you have to go into the video and you have to fucking edit that up. And yeah.
That was never. No.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We tried that one time. The camera almost burst into flames.
Yeah. Fucking had 2% battery the entire time. Ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, that's the update on the podcast. We'll do one more episode as a final like goodbye. I have a couple ideas for it that I'm really excited about that I haven't told anybody about yet.
Ooh.
You will see, but we'll do that, and then we'll say goodbye. We'll hang up our hats.
And then we'll fuck off.
Pretty much. We'll never talk to each other again.
That's the only time I talk to Randy. Is that during the podcast?
That's not true. We went for coffee. It was very nice.
that.
It was very nice. I had a good time.
Me too.
Anyway, Daniel,
Yes.
let's talk about creativity.
Let's okay.
How's your creative process?
I
been
really
so
wanted to just
lately?
go, let's not.
I'd rather not.
That's my default comedic response, but
Yeah.
that would have been shitty. So.
How's the process going lately?
I have been doing no music because I have been doing so much goddamn Blender.
Oh, interesting.
That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I learned Blender, and I've just been doing a whole bunch of renders and learning the software and consuming content about it on YouTube, and it's really fun right now. I don't know if it's fair to say that I'm still in the honeymoon phase because I've been doing it for a while now. It's been months, and I know that's not, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a crazy amount of time, but thus far my interest in it has yet to wane.
Oh, nice.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just been really fun.
Odd question for you.
Yeah.
That honeymoon phase, I very much relate to in terms of like working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it hasn't faded in terms of like my enjoyment of it, right? Do you ever fear that like, do you always fear for like that thing where it's like it's coming?
Of course.
You're gonna burn out on this.
I had that with music. I had that with composition. It was years ago, but I got through it because I just stopped for a while.
Yeah.
It was like a couple of months where I was like, I don't know, was composition just another one of those creative passions I'm chasing and then I'm going to not continue it? Obviously the answer now is no. That's like my thing. But for a while I did just stop. And I was like, I need to just step away from this. Yeah. Let the creativity recharge, let more ideas come back in. And I feel like you'll know so am I ever worried about the honeymoon phase ending? Yes. However, I feel like it's easy to know if the pursuit you're pursuing is something you really want to keep doing, because if you do find yourself getting slightly burnt out on it and you say, I need to stop for a while, you'll either come back or you won't. Yeah. And it won't be your choice. And that's a good thing, because after 3 months of not composing, I was like, I gotta fucking write something. Yeah. And I came back to it, and now it's just a part of my life. So maybe that will happen with Blender, maybe it won't. But I've always wanted to learn Blender, and I've always wanted to do it. So I don't, even if I do at some point go like, I need to not do this for a while, I feel like it'll come back. And also, because of my previous learned experiences, I feel like I'm interacting with it way more healthily, because I'm not forcing myself, but sort of forcing myself. I'm not forcing myself to like do it every day. Like, oh, I need to make a render. I need to learn something. I need to watch something. I'm sort of taking it as I want to. And oh, I have an idea for a cool render, and then I'll start doing it. And then once you have, we've talked about this a million times, but once you have a spark for an idea, it just flows. Yeah. And it's easy. And I'm not forcing myself to do things I don't want to do. Sure. Which I did a little bit with music. Okay. Because you wanted to like. Because I wanted to do it. Yeah. But it wasn't healthy to do it that way. Yeah. And now that I know that, going forward, I hopefully won't make that mistake again. And I'm not with Blender.
I think, and folks, we'll get into like our creative projects in a second, but like, yeah, that's fascinating because I've never, with writing, it's never been like I need to write.
Yeah.
It's always I have an idea. Like I need that, I definitely need that spark or like that thing where I'm like, oh, I'm going to write about this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was telling you, but I wrote like a children's story as a gift.
Yep.
And I was really proud of that, but that was just like that wasn't me being like, oh, I need to write something. What do I need to write? It's more so like, I don't know. I need to come up with a heartfelt gift, and therefore I know how to write, and I've always wanted to try just a very simple rhyme scheme with like a simple story about a kid that goes to the zoo, you know, like, and it was fun. It was really nice. It was a nice little creative exercise. And I had a good time doing that, but yeah, no, it's weird with writing where I've never been like, okay, I need to keep honing this skill, so therefore I'm going to keep on writing. Like anytime I talk to people about writing, they'll be like, so have you been writing lately? I'm like, no, not really. Mm-hmm. I just write whenever I feel like it.
Yep.
Like I wrote a poem one morning because I just got, I don't know, I was like, oh, I have an idea for a poem. It was like a visual poem where it was like, I called it The Wrong Side of the Bed. And I had it like basically like not paragraph, but like a section of the poem on one side and then a section of the poem on the other side representing the two sides of the bed of like who's on one side and who's on the other and who's missing from the other. Yeah. And how there's more on one side than the other. I thought that was really like, that was a fun little idea, and I just did it in the morning, and it doesn't have to be fucking publish worthy, but it's just, hey, here's an idea.
And you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Totally.
I just had something pop into my head.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to see what you think of it. I feel like with writing, though, it's a little different in you talk about, oh, like, have I been writing recently? No, you know, and this is what just popped into my head. What do you think about the idea of, and it's going to be a little long-winded.
Yeah, go for it.
Of the better you get at writing, the more educated you become, the more you expand your vocabulary, your vernacular, mm-hmm. The more you expand your creative process, and I suppose in some capacity intellectual process with writing. Do you feel like it becomes easier with writing to go longer stretches without writing because the work and development that you do to make yourself a better writer becomes a more direct part of your rest of your life, because an expanded vocabulary, you use that pretty much every day, typically speaking. Yeah. Or do you sort of get what I'm saying? I
absolutely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's so just what popped into my head, and I feel like maybe there's some merit to that.
You're not creating music every day in your everyday life.
Right.
But we are storytellers.
Right.
We say, oh man, I fucking my tire went flat on the way to work today, and I felt this emotion. Like,
exactly.
When you're communicating with other people, you're basically just telling them a story.
Exactly. And with music, if I don't do it for a year, mm-hmm. I'm going to come back rusty.
Yeah.
That's the nature of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like you use a lot more of your development as a writer in your day-to-day life.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's communication.
Yeah.
You're communicating. And when you're writing, you're just communicating to a person through text.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fascinating distinction. Yeah. That's a really cool distinction between the two, pieces of art.
And it goes to pretty much any, like if I didn't do Blender for a year, I'd come back and be like, what the hell are my hotkeys?
If I didn't cook for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like obviously the motor skills are still there, but it's like, fucking, what goes with oregano?
Yeah.
You know, like usually basil. Yeah, fuck. Daniel, let's get into some music, shall we?
Sure. We do music first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll do a piece of yours, and then I'll do my long read, and then we'll do a piece of music to end us out.
Okay. I had a debate in my head because I was debating between two things. Mm-hmm. I was like, one, I could just do standard, what I've done previously, which is just show two cool pieces of music that I'm proud of. Mm-hmm. Or the other one was, and I don't think I'm going to do this, but maybe you're like, do it. The other one was, I debated showing 3 or 4, but talking dramatically less about them, pieces that I've been using like in the intro.
Oh, interesting.
So like, I could show this one and this one, and they, because those pieces are a little less for my own creative sake and more just, I thought they were cool pieces of music. Mm. I feel like the discussion about them would be quite a bit shorter, which is fine. I don't think I want to do that, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm kind of interested in that.
That feels like a Creative Showcase 5 episode. That's never going to happen.
Which it won't happen. Honestly, like we have time. So you do what you want to do, Daniel.
Maybe I could show, because I was really torn between a couple pieces. Maybe I could show one of my regular pieces, and then we could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds great.
So this is Funny Dementia Funny. That's the stupid
Sorry?
piece. People, if anyone's like Saunders listening right
Yeah.
now, he's going to go, what the fuck?
Yeah, just a double take.
Just whiplash.
What did he say?
Did he say funny dementia funny? There's nothing funny about dementia.
Nothing. That's so funny because that's not funny.
Well,
But,
I think dementia's fucking hilarious.
my story is about dementia.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, so now we're probably honestly gonna cut here for a second.
Yeah.
I think I want to show this one. Yeah, okay. I want to show that one. That one's fun. I really like this one. I'm proud of this one. I was writing this and I was like, what the fuck?
And this one's called Funny Dementia Funny?
It's called Funny Dementia Funny 3mp3.mp3 because I was fucking up the naming.
Yeah.
No, it's not called that. It's called You've Lost and You Don't Even Realize It.
I like it.
There's definitely some like writing or story elements that I was going for with this piece that we can talk about after. But if you're good, I can just play it.
I'm great.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
You are great, Randy.
Thank you.
You're great at what you do.
Thank you.
This is You've Lost and You Don't Even Realize It. I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but I was literally hiding behind my microphone.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look at you.
Well, that's the thing. Well, and I closed my eyes because I wanted to actually like really focus on it. That was so cool.
Thanks,
Dude, that was like, I don't know if take this as a compliment, obviously, but like, that felt so different than a lot of the pieces you've shown me.
That's what I was going to talk about immediately.
Yeah,
it's that's not stuff it's not like stuff I write typically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah,
I love like, well, and also like with a lot of your pieces, like I love the evolution of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love how it starts out like, if anything, kind of simple, where it's just like, okay, here's what we're starting with. And then we're just going to progressively evolve into like, we're going to add new elements as we go. I smiled really hard when like all of a sudden I hear like the choral, like, or like
the bell and the
bell, but like the voices that come in. I really like that too, where I'm like, and like, yeah, the bell at the end where it kind of like signifies like the end of the song. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, yeah, this is.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That's a really fun, like, was that like a creative exercise for you, or was
that was very much, you know what? This one was like basically happenstance.
Okay.
I was messing around on my keyboard, like my piano, and I was just looking for things to write, and that's a chord progression I use very commonly, but I started just sort of plunking at the keys instead of playing longer notes, and I sort of stumbled into that that motif. If I'll play it at the start again, but a little quieter, and we can discuss it. I just sort of stumbled into these short notes. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait, that sounds kind of cool. And then melody has always come very easy to me. Okay. I'm going to pause it now. Mm-hmm. That's something I've never struggled with. So it just sort of, once I for me, once I get the foundation, it's sort of easy to go from there. Because like you mentioned, I do just a lot of like layering, which is sort of, I guess, my style, I suppose. And it was definitely one of those where it wasn't a creative spark in that I was like, I have to write this. But the second I got down that foundation, I was just go, putting down ideas, adding different instruments. And I don't know how long it took me to write, but it couldn't have been more than 2 hours.
Yeah. I love when that happens, where you're just like, oh shit, I got something here. Yeah, you know.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no, and I love the like you were saying, like the sharp notes and like the staccato nature of it. I think is like very different from what you usually write.
I've only got like maybe one or two other pieces in the realm of similarity, but none of them developed like this one.
Out of like 200, you know,
out
like
of 600
songs.
Hold on a second. Crazy. Exported pieces, 642.
Wow.
And then I rounded up how many. So that's exports.
Yeah.
But a couple days ago, I was talking about my music with someone else I know, and I rounded up how many projects I have that a lot of them are exported, but some of them aren't. There's over 2,000.
Holy. God damn, man.
So of the 2,000, 642 of them got exported.
Damn.
And then there's like 20 pieces on my YouTube. So the refinement is.
I was about to say,
it's very cut down.
Yeah.
Of course, you're displaying it to the public, so it's like, like even here, I didn't want to look at you.
No, God, no.
Because there was definitely a level of like, it's exposing, you know. But yeah,
it's funny. I was listening to that. It felt very like clockwork, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Like whenever I'm listening to your music, I usually try to relate it to some sort of video game memory I have.
Yeah, totally.
And like that feels like a clockwork level where it's like you're progressing through, and then all of a sudden like you're going to get to a new part of the stage, and then the voices come in and like the bells come in, you know, like we're progressing that way. We're evolving the music that way.
There's thematically, like I mentioned, like, there's definitely some story elements.
Yeah,
to this.
I wanted to talk about that.
There's and you'll probably be like, oh yeah, there's definitely a hair of like espionage to it. I feel like. And that was sort of the main, like, because it's not that I was going for any specific feel or anything. It's just as I'm writing a piece, I tend to relate it to my own, because I do a lot of writing too. And I tend to relate it to my own writing and my own characters, my own scenes. And thematically, there's definitely like some mistrust. Espionage,
a
little undecisiveness, or that's sort of what I'm going for.
I love it when you can, like, I think I talked about this before, where I wanted to, like, back when Twitter wasn't a hellscape and full of Nazis, I wanted to like create a thing where it was one-word reviews of things.
Yeah.
But summarizing some things, distilling it as much as I can into one word. And I love whenever like a piece of art or a creative piece of like media can be like attributed to a word. Yeah. And I like the word espionage. I think that's a really cool, like, like with that context, listening to that piece feels a little different. Or,
totally.
I could hear it, but I didn't know what to associate with. Totally. You know? I think that's super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. And like, if you can play, let's say like halfway through.
Yeah. What do you?
It sounds as if it's like hitting wood, if that makes sense.
I can just start playing from halfway through, and we can see what we're.
In the background there a little bit. Maybe I'm just like maybe it's like a snare drum or like something.
No, I think what you're hearing is hold on. Let me go to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear it here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We're skipping through the piece.
That.
Yeah. So that's called collegno strings.
Interesting.
What it is actually is the orchestra, the strings. They take their bows here or wherever, cellos or violins, and they take their bows and they flip them over, and they hit the strings with the wooden part of their bows.
Ah, okay.
And you get this percussion-y, snappy kind of sound that you're describing.
Man,
and it pushes forward with rhythm because the second they come in, now there's rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're hearing.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Man, orchestras are fucking cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, orchestral, like, hey, I don't know, like I was playing my cello and then I whacked my strings with my fucking bow.
There's so much that you just don't even realize is going on if you're not like informed or educated about what like orchestras and professional musicians do.
Yeah.
Or the different sorts of styles. Because I remember when I got my professional strings library, Albion 1 from Spitfire Audio, I was going through all the samples. I was like, this is so cool. And I'm like, oh, what is Colegno strings? Psh. Oh.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction is, what the hell is that, right? Where would that ever be contextually useful?
Yeah.
And then like a year later, that's the coolest. I love Colegno strings. I think they sound fantastic.
Yeah.
I use them. You've heard in my pieces. I use them all the time. Mm-hmm. I think they're very fun.
They are fun. They added a new element, but like,
there's still tonality to them though. Mm-hmm. When you play a Colegno note, you can that's a C. Oh, that's an F sharp.
Interesting.
But it's still like this thwacky rhythmic thing.
Yeah, and it's not as like percussive as percussion.
No. It really straddles the line. I would say it's more percussion than like tone, but there's like I can't show you right now, but there is when you play the notes on these libraries, there is still tonality to it. You can hear the melody through the. I don't know if you can really hear it in this. Hold on a second. This might be too early. No. Oh well, that's okay. Bump. There's still tone to it. It's not just percussion.
I have a dumb question for you.
No,
I don't think it's probably not dumb.
I bet it's not
Sorry,
dumb.
I know. What do you mean by melody? Because you've talked about how you find melody very easy for you.
Yep.
But like as a layman, I know the word, but I don't know what it means.
So if I go back to the start of the piece, and I start playing from like here-ish. Whoops! I just full screened the whole application. I'm screwing everything up. So I'm gonna turn it back up. Well, actually, you know what? Wait, let me pause. Let me go back to the beginning a little bit and give a brief explanation. So when I talk about foundation, like, oh, I got the foundation, and I just sort of went. This is the foundation. Okay. This is the motif that runs throughout the whole piece. This short, staccato, plucky tone. I'm going to start it again. So this and the chord progression never changes throughout the whole piece. It's the same 4 chords over and over again.
Yes.
But then, so here's bar 4, and then here comes the melody.
Okay.
But that wasn't there to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a juxtaposed. Here's your chords and foundation, and here's your melody. And so the reason I say like, oh, I've never struggled with melody, and why that might be like relevant is because it's not even just from my experience. A lot of people, musicians, struggle with melody. That's a very common thing. I'm not saying everybody, just a lot of people, especially those who aren't who don't have any I don't want to say classical education, but who aren't traditionally educated in music and music theory, and melody is something a lot of people struggle with, and not just to come up with, but to make it sound organic, to make it sound natural, because it's really easy to write a melody that tonally works but is boring.
Okay.
But melody has always come almost like second nature to me. It just always has flowed.
Yeah.
And that comes sort of hand in hand with the idea of getting into a flow state, because ideas are just constantly coming and you're just constantly putting down things and changing things, and for me that's easy. For a lot of people it isn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers your question at all, but
I still don't feel like I have a grasp on what melody itself is, but I don't think it's easy to like define.
It's a pretty broad topic.
Yeah.
So like, man, this would be so. Let's start another podcast where we talk about music.
Sure. We're ending one podcast, starting a new one.
This would be so much easier if I had a piano to show you. So if I restart the piece, these are the chords.
Yes.
And the low notes are sort of those are like the foundational pieces, but the higher notes up top that are guiding the like the upper register of the piece.
Yeah.
Because if you took away these low notes, bump, 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 but if you took those out, this bump, 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 that'd still be there, but it would lose almost the entirety of its the piece would just completely lose its power.
Okay.
And then on the counter of that if I go back to about halfway, I guess I think that's about right. Yeah. If I took away this, if it was just this for just the minute and a half, you'd be like, where's the melody?
Where's the texture?
Where's the beef?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Melody is I don't want to say it's a textural thing. It is it's one piece of the entire like melodic composition.
Yeah.
In that, if you have a piece, like here's your bass, here's your chords, here's your melody. If any one of those, and that's very simple.
Yeah.
Because there's lots more. But if any one of those pieces were to be lacking, then your piece would, as a whole, be less interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can have a melody that sucks, but still be a melody. If I was just playing straight eighth notes, just dun dun dun, dun just the whole time, like if I start playing this instead of bum, 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 because that's the melody, right? If I was just playing dun 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 dun, and it never changed, that's still melody.
Yeah.
But how boring would that be?
There's
right?
nothing to like. The way I'm kind of like visualizing it in my head, and tell me if this is wrong.
No, I bet it's not.
The foundation is kind of like the pie crust, you know.
Sure, yeah.
And then like there's the pie filling, and then there's like the whipped cream on top. But like each element adds to the pie. You can have pie crust by itself
if you want,
but it doesn't really add anything to it. Like
you're missing a key feature.
Exactly.
See, here's the thing. I just thought of this.
Mm-hmm.
The melody, and all of the individual pieces together can guide the theme of the piece. But so like I said, if I was just playing this piece and my melody was just dun 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 dun, just over and over and over again, you still have a melody.
Yeah.
But your melody is in no way contributing to the theme of the piece.
Okay.
I feel like the melody does I feel like of all the parts in this piece, the melody is what's probably, in my opinion, contributing most to the theme of uneasiness, or as like here, listen.
Yeah.
Not here, but in the second go through. Where I'm just gonna pause for 1 second. Where the higher notes, the little like, you'll hear what I'm talking about. The little plucky notes come in on the piano, and they sort of help guide them.
Yeah, okay.
If you didn't have those, the theme of the piece would be completely different.
Yeah.
And that's melody in that case, guiding the thematics of the piece.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And melody is typically like upper register.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. There's a lot. I could think of a number of pieces right now where melody is more subdued or more. You could get a bass melody. It's very uncommon, but you could. So.
Cool.
But just having the melody is different from the melody actually contributing to the piece.
Yes.
And the same goes for every single part, the chords, the bass, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you for explaining that.
Of course.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Very good piece.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. And again, it feels very different from what you usually show me.
I agree. I totally. Yeah.
Like it. Daniel.
Yes.
Let me tell you about...
Let me hear some story.
Let me tell you a story. Let me sit you down.
It's going to fuck me up. Because you already told me it was about dementia.
Yeah.
And that's like a...
It's a tough one.
Like, ooh, for me.
Yeah. So for my final... So I don't know if anybody knows, but I graduated university this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And my minor was in creative writing. And I've shown a number of pieces through this podcast. A lot of them to do with my short story collection about the Connections Diner.
They've all been fantastic.
Why, thank you. I thought about completing the saga of that
in
terms of like just bringing in the stories I hadn't read on this podcast.
I was really wondering what you were going to bring.
But I wanted to curtail this journey of showing my creative pieces with the thing that I think represents my strongest writing so far.
Yeah.
Which is my thesis project. For those that don't know, a lot of the times in university, you have to create a thesis to graduate, which is like a very long research paper typically based on the thing that you're majoring in. Thankfully, with the English department at Brandon University, they were like, hey, you already know how to write persuasive essays because you're in the English department.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, so you do not have to do a creative or a thesis project for the English department. I'm like, thank God, because that is intimidating.
Yep.
But the creative writing program does require you to do a thesis project. But instead of a research project, it's a giant piece of creative writing.
Right.
So you can do like a poetry collection. You can do a short story, but the short story has to be over like a certain amount of pages or word count or whatever. Or you can do a short story collection. You can do a bunch of stuff, right?
Do you know what the word count is?
No, but I think the page count had to be more than 40 pages.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Short story in air quotes.
Well, that's the thing.
Are we talking like indented double spacing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so like 3 pages?
Yeah, shut up.
Okay, so never mind.
So it's not actually
I'm less
legitimate.
impressed. No.
Mine ended up being about 58 pages.
Wow.
And it's a long one. And I actually write in my intro. If you don't mind, I can read my intro.
Please do.
Because it's a 5-page little like thing where I just talk about like the process of the story.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
But I'll read like a little bit of the beginning where I talk about how, hey, this was a really intimidating project.
Yeah.
So, sorry for those that are unaware. This is a story I wrote called "The Fading of the Stargazer," a short story by Randy McLeod in partial fulfillments of the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts in the Creative Arts. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, so introduction. I've tried my hand at various forms of writing throughout my time at Brandon University: short stories, creative nonfiction, screenwriting, playwriting, and even, valiantly, poetry. However, I have never attempted to write a lengthy story on the scale of my thesis project. This piece is a culmination of ideas and themes that I have wanted to express throughout my degree, but have either been unprepared to write or unequipped to convey to my satisfaction. By finishing this story, and soon my degree, this project feels like both a capstone to my writing journey and simultaneously a new starting point for what I can express. Yeah, that was kind of like my opening salvo when I...
Yeah.
The other thing with this project, I had to basically present it to a board of...
like a panel?
Yeah, to a panel. Where I had to be like, hey, this is my thing. Please let me pass.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then I have to redo this.
Yeah, totally. Would you just have to redo the project? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you have to redo the whole degree?
Could you imagine?
Oh!
No, thanks.
No, actually.
I'm good. But yeah, this was tricky. I like short stories because... And by short stories, I mean like much shorter stories, because it feels as if like I have an idea, it doesn't overstay its welcome, I get it done, and it's out of the way. You know, like it's not like this thing where I'm laboriously like going over it over and over again to be like, it's not perfect, it's not good, it's not great, it's not what I want yet.
Yeah.
So I'd have to keep like going through and editing, which I love. I do love to edit, but at some point a story has to end, you know? I'm going to read you my final paragraph of the introduction as well.
Okay.
I'm proud of the thesis you hold in your hands or view upon your screen. This has been a labor of love with plenty of false starts, mornings of frustration, and cups of coffee throughout the process. However, the struggle to write this story only spurred me to write more, to ensure that it was as good as I can make it before sharing it with anyone else. Could it be improved? Of course. Yet, while it may not be perfect, I intend for it to be effective. The story of illness, acceptance, and the sea affects me, and I hope it affects you as well. It is a story that may come across as depressive and lacking in levity, but I intend for the moments of hope and comfort within to shine as stars within the long dark of the night. And that was basically it, where I'm like, hey, this isn't... I remember I sat down with my creative writing professor, and I said, I'm not happy with it, Dale. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. And I don't. And a lot of the times, like, whenever I'm writing, I'm always like, it's not perfect. And I wrote about that in a different story, the end of my creative writing short story collection, where I was like, how do you know when to finish a project? Because it's not done. It's never done. It's like when we talk about with your music, where it's like, I exported it, but it's not done. Like, it's not perfect yet. There's no such thing as perfect. I don't know.
I
disagree. Please, I want to hear it.
I don't know if I should comment because I want you to hear your writing.
No, I want to hear it.
That's not how that works for me. It's different. When because I'm not. I had 2 points I wanted to bring up. But like one of them, okay. The first one is for me. Once I'm if I can listen to back to one of my pieces and go, yeah, that piece was clearly like there's clearly unease to that piece. There's clearly a theme of espionage. Once the idea to me is conveyed, I'm satisfied.
I like that.
Now, the second point I wanted to bring up, which is a direct response to what you were just talking about, is I thought of while you were talking about the idea of not being happy with your work which I totally relate to. What just pops into my head is, do you think there's some element of not chasing perfection of your individual craft or art, but the concept of being tied up with simply chasing perfection as a concept as opposed to through your specific medium? And what I mean by that is, and I feel like I bring this up and have thought about it because I can probably relate to it in some capacity, but do you think you ever find yourself in any way getting caught up with just the idea of creating something good as opposed to just creating something because you want to create?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of run around.
No. It's a struggle. It really, it very much is,
Mm-hmm.
where you want to create something good.
Yes.
You do. Like, it doesn't, like,
but it's that like self-fulfilling prophecy of you want to create something good, but by the nature of wanting to create something good or better,
mm-hmm.
you find yourself chasing something that it's the God of the gaps, where you just constantly are redefining what is good or perfect to you,
Yeah.
and you just almost keep chasing it.
Well, and I think,
and I like, that's sort of how I feel almost.
I think it's a very difficult thing when it comes to school, in that I was writing this for a mark. I was writing this for a pass fail and a percentage thing, like a percentage, right? So when it comes to like perfect, we associate perfect with 100%.
Right.
So if you don't get 100%, then it wasn't perfect. But that's not conducive to the creative art form.
No, not at all.
Because you could submit a piece of music and the professor was like, yeah, this is a 92. It's like, why the what? How on earth did you how are you grading this 8% less than what is deemed perfect?
Wasn't it like there was one of the modern, was it Scorsese that like dropped out of his directing course or whatever? Who directed Schindler's List? Was it Scorsese, is it? It was I'm looking it up right now. Schindler's List director. Come on, Spielberg.
Okay.
I've heard, and I don't know the I can't like directly verify the veracity of what I'm about to say,
mm-hmm.
but Schindler's List, grade, school, I don't know, fucking. I read something that, and this could be completely wrong, but I read that Spielberg, he either like dropped out of some sort of university course, or his professor told him that he wasn't cut out for this sort of work or whatever, and then like 30 years later he like was like, oh, by the way, here's my submission for my final project, and it was the script for Schindler's List.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
And I say that in response to what you say about the idea of chasing a grade for a creative project.
Yeah, it's
how.
But at the same time, a university or a schooling program does need to have a way to demarcate whether you passed or failed, right? Like, did you write an effective story?
Sure. Does that almost in some capacity cheapen the labor of your love? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say it does, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do get what you're saying. It's like I said, it's a very difficult thing to balance between. Like, I can't imagine being a creative writing professor
that sounds
and like
hard.
Going through a bunch of people's submissions and being like, well, I don't think this is very good, but you wrote it well.
And you imagine telling someone who put their heart and soul into something,
yeah,
and then you have to tell them, I don't have to, but you tell them
this is 70%.
This is a 52.
This is a B+.
What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Like, it's, again, like, that's something thankfully I don't have to deal with, but it's something I did have to like contend with in terms of like submitting things and getting marks back and saying like, oh, okay, so grammar is obviously something we can mark against.
There is like
technical
objective technical aspects to deal with. Sure.
Yeah.
Like if you can't differentiate between there, and there in university,
yeah,
drop out.
Especially, you know, don't. No, it's fine. I shouldn't have brought it up. Anyway.
Or loose and lose.
Yeah.
I want to die, bro.
So I'm gonna read the first, I'd say like 15 pages, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
It's basically like, I think it's a good stopping point, and it's basically what I read to my panel for one of the selections of the piece. Obviously, I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you'd like to hear the whole thing, just shoot me a message and I'll send you the Google Doc.
And I'll do an audio.
Yeah, I'll do an audiobook version of it.
42-minute voice recording.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick sip of water.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a sip of water with you, but I'm not going to move my mic. Here you go, audience.
Don't. Oh. I know. I don't know how you did that.
That's what I get.
Yeah.
Here you go, audience.
So this is The Fading of the Stargazer.
I am very excited.
A younger time, a time of clarity. The seas were calm, his voice resolute. I clung to the railing as I scanned the horizon. No land as far as the eye could see. When I looked to the east, if I turned around, home would be waiting upon the outcrop of rock that we call a village. Yet, when I faced away, there was an endless horizon. The sun was setting in the distance, and the golden glow of the last vestiges of light shone upon the surface. The hand of my grandfather clasped my shoulder, gentle yet firm. I looked up to see his alert eyes scanning the fading clouds. Almost time. Lanterns? Ready. He nodded. Good lad. Hurry on then, the night sky is calling. The crown of the sun disappeared over the horizon as I made my way to the storage below deck, the cabin being a mess of rope, wood, and tools. I heard his voice call from above. Is coffee on? He knew the answer. I spied his thermos and brought it up along with the oil lanterns. Always is, I replied emphatically, hoisting his thermos into the air. He chuckled as he laid out the blankets upon the deck and furled the sail. The sky had turned a deep violet, the waters of Labrador calmer than I'd ever seen. It was the tail end of my 12th summer, and this would be our last night excursion for a while. I winced at Grandpa's knees audibly cracking as he sat down, as he let out a weary breath. He wasn't old by any means, but sailing took a lot out of him, even with my help. He ruffled my hair as he twisted the cap off of the thermos. Just my bones saying hello, that's all. He winked at me as he pulled out his pocketbook of matches, lighting the pre-soaked wicks of the lanterns. The flickering glow illuminated our makeshift campsite, just as the darkness of the night was fully realized. The hours passed on as we waited eagerly. Did your mom ever tell you about the cabin monster? Grandpa asked. I shook my head. She was barely younger than you are now, and she couldn't keep still throughout the day. I'd promised her to go out under the stars at night for the first time. The conditions weren't looking good. The skies had been churning with clouds and the threat of rain. We nearly didn't go. But at the last possible moment, everything shifted. The evening brought on the calm. I had to stop her from sailing away before I took the helm. I smiled. The thought of Mom being so energetic was a comforting one. And then, well, we sailed, until I found a spot that seemed right. I threw anchor before going below deck to fetch the lanterns. And that's when I heard it. I leaned closer. Heard what? I'd never heard anything like it, he continued, ominously. Heard what? I insisted. A low growl, deep and echoing. Your mom heard it too. She came down, scared-like. What was that? She asked, shaking in her boots. I looked over to the opening of the cabin area. It wasn't very big, so it couldn't have been a monster. Grandpa leaned closer, shadows looking across every surface from the lantern he had beneath his face. I turned around slowly and held a finger to my mouth to shush her, like this. He motioned to be quiet with a raised finger pressed to his lips. I began to feel scared. Her eyes were wide, her skin pale, and then the growl began again, low and deep. I gripped the bench. And then what? Grandpa starts to chuckle with a mischievous light in his eyes. Well, she smacked my belly, of course. Dad, she says, that's just your empty stomach growling. He roared with laughter as I slapped his arm, but I started laughing with him. We both laid back, looking upwards to the sky, giggling occasionally. There never seemed to be an exact time when they would appear. One moment I would be listening to his stories, enraptured by his words. The next, he would trail off as the void gave way to the jewels of the night sky. How many stars are there? I asked. Curiosity made it impossible to stay my tongue. Grandpa chuckled. I asked my dad the same thing when I was your age. You know what he said? I shook my head. Why rob the mystery? Grandpa let the question hang in the air. We gazed upward. I looked over to his thermos. He noticed me eyeing it and passed it over. Go on, he said. Might wake you up a bit. It's my first time trying coffee. Grandpa always had some in his hand, or at the ready, and I'd always been curious about the taste. I took a sip and immediately started sputtering. Grandpa laughed fully, taking the thermos back from me. Bit too strong for you? We spent the rest of the night tracing with unseen lines. He'd point out the constellations, telling me of their stories, every once in a while throwing in a fake constellation to trick me. Bartholomew the Beaver, he'd exclaim as I rolled my eyes. Yet he could always find a way to outline his constellation, hazily chasing the vague shape of the flat-tailed creature or a kettle boiling with stardust. If I squinted, I could make out what he was seeing upon the tapestry. "Can you show her to me?" I asked through a yawn as my eyes began to droop. It was getting late, and Mom was probably worried about me. She and Grandpa had argued before we came out here. They argued a lot lately. "Last one," Grandpa said, as he raised his arm, guiding my sight as best he could. He gave instructions as if he were giving me a heading to follow. "Look for the tip of the bow first." I found the shining light amongst the glimmers of faraway fires. "Got it. Reach to the right until you find the cluster of 3. Pick the lowest one, then come back and reach above." He continued to guide my eyes as the ship began to form. It wasn't perfect. It never was. But by the end, there she was, a sailboat amongst the sea of stars. "The Stargazer," I said reverently. "The ship that will sail forever," he whispered into the night air. Okay, so that's like where like a break is, and I feel like I've been talking for a bit.
No, keep going.
Okay, cool. The banging on the door startled me out of my dream. "Wake up call, Mr. Prescott." The far too energetic voice of Nick, the innkeeper, infiltrates my foggy mind as I come to. "I've never asked for a wake-up call," I mumble into the pillow. "At no point have I asked to be awoken." I groan as I stand up, the wool blanket wrapped around my shivering body. It's been 6 months being back, and I'm still not reacclimated to the seeping cold of a windy morning. Instinctually, I grab the makeshift necklace of spliced rope and slide it around my neck, the frayed fibers scratching at me as the attached key hangs heavily on my chest. The aged clock on the wall says 6 a.m., 3 hours too early for my liking. I've tailored my teaching schedule to be exclusively afternoon classes. A quick shower in lukewarm water does enough to stop my shivering and wake me up. I check my phone, swiping away the insistent emails from the university. Not now, I think to myself. Then I'm out the door. The paint on the hallway walls is peeling, and the green checkered carpet is turned up at odd angles. The ceiling could drop down at any point, but nobody seems to mind. I catch my alarm clock as he shuffles behind the front desk. "Tea?" Nick's a pot-bellied man with thick glasses hanging low upon his nose. He's a businessman first and foremost, but he has shown me kindness in the last few months. He shoves a piping hot mug in my hand before I can answer. I've learned it's easier just to take it. "I'll need you to cover the back tonight. Tommy broke his wrist the other night, says he can't do the dishes." Probably just another excuse, I say, as I sip at the tea. More water than anything. "I'll have coffee soon enough." "He's a good kid. He wouldn't lie to me." "How's the tea?" "Really good," I mumble back. He squints at me. "See, you're not a good kid. I can tell when you're lying." His eyes shift to the clock as he brings his mug to his lips. "You heading to see him soon?" "Working up to it. He's been good this past week, but everyone around here knows that the winds shift with the tide." "I don't get why you don't just stay with him, you know? Would save you from seeing my mug every morning." Tempting. And it is tempting. No more wake-up calls, a hot shower, and an end to the god-awful tea. But I can't. It would confuse him, and the last thing he needs right now is more confusion. Nick shrugs. "Guess I'm not complaining. Nice to wake up to someone to talk to." Nothing changes around these parts, so we complain about the weather for a while. He asks about work. I tell him I'm on sabbatical. I thank Nick for the mediocre tea and grab my coat. "Say hi to him for me, will ya?" he calls behind me. I nod, then head out the door. The quietness of the village is what draws people here, I think. We get enough people stopping by, whether they be recreational sailors coming up the coast or anglers looking for work. They keep the area alive enough, but the solitude is the real draw. Some people just want to get away from the noise. We have what passes as roads, a school, a general store that doubles as the grocery mart. Everyone has their patch of land they call home, and nobody feels crowded, everyone resting upon the coastline. It's been 29 years since I left. Nothing's changed much. Nick is still running the inn, a few people have passed away, and the waters are still cold. It takes about 20 minutes to walk up to Grandpa's house in the morning. The old man on the hill. That's what I'd heard about Grandpa when I inquired with the locals on his condition the first day I got back. That was a while ago now. People are curious, but they've stopped going up to see him upon my request. You tell one person something, and soon enough everyone gets the idea. I grip my sweater as the wind momentarily blows me off course. How any of the buildings around here still stand, I have no idea. Eventually, I reach the base of Grandpa's hill, the bright blue of his house long faded over time. Now it stands as a specter on high, watching the sea from its perch. The wind threatens to blow me around again, but I stand firm as I head up. "Coffee on?" I call up the stairs, my voice absorbed by the cluttered space. "Always is," comes the reply, distant and wavering. I shake off my muck boots and slam the door behind me to keep the howling winds at bay. A quick smell of the musty air tells me that when I turn the corner, the coffee pot will be empty. As I exit the hall into the kitchen, my suspicions are confirmed. The coffee maker stands dejected upon the countertop. The routine nature of my visits kicks in as I grab the chubby Fryer ceramic jar, filled to the neck with coffee grounds, and get to brewing. Down in a minute, I hear from afar as footsteps creak across the floor upstairs. The pattern of the steps is disjointed as they pause, then quicken, then pause again. I look around the cramped kitchenette, a place I remember so clearly from my childhood visits. Nothing has changed since then. The table presses against the wall, bisected with a fold-down section. The hinges rusted from lack of use, a deck of cards splayed out upon the limited real estate. 2 chairs sit across from one another, unaligned. The clock on the wall is wooden and frail, yet ticks ever onward, 5 minutes behind. The only thing that has changed is the window, the object of my interest, as I wait for the plastic coffee maker to finish its process. Without fail, no matter how many times I clean it, the window always has the trace of a handprint pressed upon it when I visit in the morning. I never see him place it there, but there it remains, the same spot, the same imprint. The window faces the shoreline as the wall of rock breaks the surf. The spray jumps high, but the tide never reaches the house, the rocks protecting it. On a calm day, a rarity around these parts, the sea changes from an angry churn to a peaceful service, as if forgetting its fury for a time. I put down a rag upon wiping away the handprint just as I hear footsteps begin to descend the stairs. They are hurried now, descending at a pace unfit for the man of the house. Smaller. That was my first thought of him when I returned home. I had entered the house to find my grandpa staring back at me, his back hunched and his eyes heavy. He's in his 70s now, and time has not been kind to him. Where once stood a proud sailor, now stands a husk of the man I used to know. Wisps of white hair stream from his balding head, and his left arm hangs limply at his side. Yet enough of him is still the grandpa I remember growing up with. His eyes squint as he enters the kitchen, searching my face, trying to be discreet as he tries to recognize me fully. I speak loudly. Bluster out there, eh, Grandpa? I turn around to grab a mug, filling it with the piping black liquid. Just like you always tell me, Tanner, when the wind starts blowing inside, you best be going. Tanner. Grandpa repeats my name warily, but I set the mug in front of the chair before he gets too nervous. I tend to do the most talking between the two of us as he gets warmed up for the day. Saw Nick this morning. He told me to say hi. You remember Nick, the fella down at the inn? Grandpa nods, slowly. I press on. You make sure that John is doing all right. I don't want him to get blown away. I take a sip of the coffee. I told him I tie you to your bed each night to keep in case the winds get too strong. Grandpa chuckles softly as he tentatively grabs his mug, blowing on the surface, his eyes darting around the room. We talk, we play whist, I refill his cup. I try to make him laugh. It's routine, and it seems to work well. I let him win a few hands as we chat about nothing in particular. Grandpa shuffles to the sink to wash out the mugs and wipes down the table with the dirty rag I'd used. I pick up a frayed knitted tea towel and begin to dry the dishes. This part is typically difficult. You remember that Dr. Marigold will be up to see you shortly? She's going to cook you some food, check up on you. Grandpa stops, puzzled. I can make my own food. Right. She likes to see you, though. You like her, remember? He tilts his head, searching for a detail. She gives me chalk and calls it medicine. I sigh. Yes, she does. But she says it's important. Why don't you make me food instead? Grandpa begins to shuffle around the space, picking things up and putting them back down. Because you're doing just fine, you don't need a living caretaker, I think to myself. Susie is the local doctor and insists upon seeing Grandpa every day. I can't stop her at this point, so we made an agreement. I protested at first, but the two seemed to have established a rhythm before I got back. I don't think she'd like it if I messed with their routine any more than I have. I pat him on the back. I better get going now. She'll be here soon. Walk me out? He begins to follow me to the door, but stops in the hall. I turn around to see him staring at the wall. Your mom was my good luck charm, he says as he points to a picture frame. The winds were only on my side when she sailed with me. I stand beside him, as usual, admiring the picture as if it's the first time I'm seeing it. It's a sepia-toned scene that shows a young sailor and a little girl, the two standing on a deck of a schooner. Our schooner. We should go out again, just the three of us, out on the Stargazer. See if that luck was genetic, eh? I frown, but pat my grandfather on the back. The Stargazer has been gone for months, Grandpa. Remember? His eyes cast downwards, his spirit deflating. It hurts telling him the lie every time. I'll see you this afternoon, I say, as I head for the door. Thanks for the coffee. That is about 10 pages of my story out of 58.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that's kind of like the intro.
that was, of all your writing, the piece that by far the most easily transported me into a feeling of your setting.
Oh, thank you.
This was the easiest piece to imagine what you were showing me.
Yeah.
To the piece that most vividly was able to be seen by me.
Yeah.
All of the other ones were good as well.
Of course.
But this one's ability to transport me there was basically instant.
Honestly, like I was just reading it now and I was like, man, this is a lot of descriptive writing.
Man, this is good.
yeah. But no, it's nice to actually like set the scene.
Yes.
Especially for a scene that I don't usually go to. Like I've never written about the East Coast.
Right.
I've seen the East Coast.
Oh, I was gonna when you got to that part, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. But it that was the tricky thing, and I remember during my panel, there was a question period, and one of them was like, "So how did you write so well about the East Coast?" And like, considering we're in Manitoba,
you were like, well,
I made it up.
I'm just really good at what I do.
No, I basically told them a lot of research and a lot of just memories of like traveling along Cape Breton and seeing these tiny little outcrops of villages of like places that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And seeing all these boats that are just moored up, and I don't know, like a lot of the descriptive writing comes from, there's two things that I really harp on and like talk about in this story in terms of description: the sea and the stars.
Yes.
Those are my two like favorite things in the world. First of all, like I love water and I love the stars, and I love like kind of relating the two. Mm-hmm. I love like the idea of a sea of stars.
Yes.
One of my earliest writings I've ever done for university was Star Surfers, which is basically like surfing the stars.
I still remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I still remember quite vividly.
It's on my wall. Like I really like that piece because it's just fun to talk about the two things. But yeah.
Is at the very end there, he mentioned the lie. Mm-hmm. Is it a lie? Is the stargazer still around? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But I'm sure that gets talked about more.
1,000%. And that's the tricky thing with like only reading the first 10 pages.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this story is about how our protagonist Tanner has to deal with the memory of his grandfather when he was in his prime versus who his grandfather is now, who's afflicted with dementia and Alzheimer's.
Of course.
Sorry, those are not the same thing.
No,
and
but
I did a lot of research into
Alzheimer's is dementia, because dementia is just deteriorated mental state.
1,000%. Yeah. And how basically my thesis statement for this project was how far would you go to hold on to the memory of normalcy, or what you perceive as normal?
Right.
And that's why I start the story off with a memory of what things used to be, in terms of like how Tanner and his grandfather used to connect with one another, and how they would like go out sailing and just go stargazing in the middle of the ocean, versus now where Tanner goes into his grandfather's house and does the familiar like, hey, is the coffee on? It's like, always is.
I felt it when you got to that part.
Yeah.
I would call it reveal, but the reveal, like, it's not on.
No.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I felt that one.
Yeah.
That one was sad.
If any, it's really funny. This, like I said in my intro, this was a lot of false starts. Originally, this was going to be a story in which it was 5 separate stories about one event, but it was like through different means. So it was like one was going to be a tale told at a bar. One was going to be an investigative podcast series script or whatever. Like all these stories that were going to tell different version of an event, and like how we like muck up the details a little bit as we go along. But then quickly realized how ambitious that would be for this project, and I did not want to do it. So
that's a cool idea, though.
Instead, I wrote that scene in the house. Like that was my first scene, and then like coffee on is the first thing I wrote for the story. Was Tanner entering the house and showing what the routine has become with him and his grandfather, but how difficult that routine is now, and like how can I convey that this man is struggling with his age without saying this man is struggling with his age, and that's always a tricky challenge, but something that I always have a fun time doing, even though this is not a fun story. this is a really sad story, but it's also like a story that I feel is really personal and like, what do you do when those that you loved or continue to love you can't take care of them anymore? Or a lot, like a big point of contention in the story is like how Tanner has to accept like, hey, I'm not a personal live-in caretaker.
Yeah.
I'm not trained for this.
I can't do that.
I can't. I also have my own life that I can't keep putting on hold.
Yeah.
But it's a tricky thing when it comes to love and it comes to family, of like, how the hell can you, it feels like you're giving up on the person, but you're not. You're trying to help them as best you can. And like, there's a lot I try to convey with the story.
Randy, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. Your story is beautiful. I want to hear the rest of it. Do an audio recording. Audible deal.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I love the description. And like whenever I write stuff, there's always like little bits that I throw in from my own personal life.
Yeah.
The chubby ceramic fryer jar.
Yeah.
That was something that we had in our house growing up. And it's just like, it usually had cookies in it, but this time I just filled it with ground coffee.
Right.
No. Anyway, that's the Fading of the Stargazer.
That's gorgeous.
And again, if you want to, just shoot me a message if you want to read the whole thing, because I'm really proud of it.
Yes, you should be.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Daniel.
I don't want to do anything anymore.
You sure?
No.
Why don't you do something?
What do we got? What should I do?
What
Hello?
should you do? Hello? Hello?
I do that so much with my friends.
Yeah.
Hello? Should I do?
Do you want to do those short ones?
I was going to say, do you want to just like rapid fire some of the ones I've like used in the intro?
I would love to.
Okay. I think one we could start with really easily is, if this decides not to be a piece of shit. Oh, it didn't. Holy moly. There's one called Daydreaming and Cloud Gazing. You'll recognize it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my favorite ones. So shut the hell up. I didn't tell you to start playing yet. So yeah, should I go? Okay. Got big thumbs. Oh, got big thumbs up.
Man, I like this piece
We
a lot.
don't have to do the whole thing.
I know,
'cause
yeah.
It's just the intro piece. But yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Your intro music has always been fantastic. Whenever I, like, obviously you send me the edit for these episodes, and then I just listen through
You
it
listen
again.
to the intro, yeah.
Well, I
Intro-
listen to all of it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I love listening to the intro because I'm like, this is an aspect of the episode that I did not get to hear until Dan got his hands on it.
Yeah.
Right? Same with the outro, where I'm like, okay, what music is he throwing in? Like, how is he transitioning us out of things into things like...
Are there any silly little edits?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. But, like, yeah, I love that one because it's such a beautiful, like, way to get into an episode. Like, it's not jarring. It's a nice lead-in.
It's jovial.
Yeah.
It's light. It's airy. It's fun. I like that one a lot. It's called Daydreaming and Cloud Gazing.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely another, like, it just sort of just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If I had to, like, critique something, it's not even a critique. If I wanted to, like, go back and do a second version, I'm going to start playing a little bit of it.
Yeah, please.
That brass is really, like, it needs to be shorter and tighter, I think.
I see what you're saying.
But there's definitely there's an element of, like, I don't know if it needs to be touched, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
that
it.
one's really fun. Should I do a couple more?
Yeah, please.
Are there any that you, like, remember? I know that's a big ask because whatever, but we're being a piece of shit again. Great. Oh, it's just it's freaking out.
Oh.
It's all going down.
Oh no.
Thanks for listening. No,
It's over.
Why is
It's
this-
so
there we go.
over, dude.
Cool. Are there any that you remember at all or no? You know
there is,
is
but I can't, like,
acceptable.
communicate
Yeah.
them to you.
I don't hear contributing artists. Like, get the hell out of here.
Why not?
I'm the
contributed.
contributing artist. I guess there's 100 a minute. Oh, tea. What's it called? Something morning tea. Friday night tea. I love this one a lot. I'm not even gonna mute us for this one.
Yeah, go for it.
But this is one I use quite a bit, and I really like.
Oh, I like this one too.
I love this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one. I don't even remember how I made this.
Yeah.
How did I make this? I have no idea. It might be sampled.
It's so funny hearing this music because I expect our voices to come in.
Stick around for this episode of the Junk Monkeys podcast. You probably never really noticed it because how could you? But the kick is like really distorted.
Yeah.
There's
I hear it.
a lot
Yeah,
of static on it.
Yeah. That's super cool.
I don't know.
And then we fade back in. We're like, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the
podcast. I don't remember. I know the podcast. I know the percussion is custom. I did that. And then the hi-hat.
It's vibey, man.
You hear
Nice.
that? The panning of the hi-hat?
No.
Wait. Right here? No, it happened earlier. Wait. When it comes in. I don't know. Goes left and right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I agree with vibey. That one's fun. I don't at any capacity remember. I should go back and look at how I made it.
Do you remember when you made it? Like, does it say?
I can check that. Yeah, probably. Right click. It's freaking out. Right click. Properties. Look at this. I'm a IT guy.
Windows 11 user.
I hate
everyone
Windows
does.
11.
Everyone does. Dog shit.
Okay, here's a hot take. Ready?
Go for it.
Windows 11 was good when it came out.
Okay.
Or shortly after it came out because there's no AI shit.
Yeah.
And like you deleted Bing,
Yeah.
and then you turned off Windows 11 inherent internet access.
Yep.
So it stopped like searching for shit online. You had a perfectly serviceable operating system. I liked it.
Now it's like, oh, use Copilot. It's like, go fuck yourself, actually.
You could completely turn that all off.
Yeah.
I did that. It's great.
That's why I don't want to get a new phone. Like, I need a new phone, but I'm
too.
like, I'm going to go in. They're going to be like, oh, this has all the new AI features. I'm like, I don't want it.
Is Friday February 17th, 2023, by the way.
Oh, wow.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, like, you didn't write these pieces to be podcast intro music.
No, absolutely not. There's just some that by happenstance just sort of like
lend themselves to it.
Like here, J Brass, this is an old one. So this might be a little loud, but turn it down a little bit. This one I have mixed feelings about, but I think it's really, really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot about this one.
I don't know. There's multiple versions of this one, as you can see.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. Mm-hmm. The second one is sort of very similar, but I'll play the first one, and you'll be like, wow, that's just like not even the same piece.
Yep.
I have mixed feelings about the melody. It's silly.
Yeah, absolutely is.
But
I
it's
like
kind of cute.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a nice change up.
That one's fun. There's the first version.
Oh,
it's
that's
this
different.
Total same vibe.
Yeah.
But the instruments are like. There's that weird snare.
Yeah.
But then if I go to the second one, it's completely. It's completely like it's more like the one you expect.
Yeah.
And the difference between the second one and the third one is it's just mixed better. So
I like that.
these are the intro pieces.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
A little
more.
walk down memory lane for the
bunch
podcast.
more, but yeah.
I like that.
Which is now kill.
Which is now dead.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said kill.
Kill.
I don't know if there's much more we need to do.
No.
I don't want to like go into a primary piece after what you just did because that was incredible.
Oh, stop.
And I don't feel
Thank you.
I don't feel like I could follow it.
I appreciate that.
Hey, let's listen to this piece of shit music.
What the fuck was that one episode where we were like,
Oh,
I don't remember what fucking song it was, but
it's Kevin MacLeod.
Oh, right.
And it's Android Sock Hop.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
And I faded my voice in. Whoa!
Oh, no.
Flaccid microphone.
No.
And I faded my voice in perfectly to it. I know
faded.
Brad really.
It's so faded. Dude.
Okay. I think I'm good there.
Cool. Dan.
Just silly little pieces.
I wanted to pay you a quick compliment.
Okay.
I truly appreciate.
La 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 la.
Yeah, just take this. I truly appreciate you sitting down and like going on this adventure with me in terms of like the creative showcase, especially. I know it's like we talked about even during this episode. It is kind of scary to like show our stuff.
It is.
But I'm glad that you had the confidence to do so, and are willing to like engage with this stuff a lot more than a lot of people are. A lot of people are just like usually they don't give a shit about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you sitting down and like talking to me about it.
It's not even to me the idea that I'm putting this on a platform where other people are going to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
When I describe being like, well, I'm sort of nervous. It's like, it's not because of like the podcast. It's you.
Oh, really?
Because I don't give a shit about what the other. It's just what you just. Okay, I shouldn't say that. It's what you just. I don't give a shit about our viewers. No, it's what you just said. In that most people don't care.
Yeah.
And the overwhelming majority of people that listen to this sort of stuff, A, nobody listens, and B, those that do don't really care.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't.
No.
I'm sure they care in the like if you're listening to this right now, you care in the sense that you care about the podcast, and that's cool.
And we appreciate it.
And maybe you care about our creative endeavors. But people who listen to this are not going to be thinking about my music or your writing a week from now. But I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking about your writing a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, and you're
I'll be,
not going to be no.
Well, no, I'll be revisiting this episode,
right?
Like, and that's what's great about this podcast is I can go back to these.
And therein lies the whole like, you say, well, you're so much more willing to engage with this than a lot of other people. It's because I'm dealing with another creative of like the same caliber. I would say.
I appreciate that.
In that, there's definitely a layer of like, this person knows how to deconstruct what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's cool and scary.
Yeah, totally.
But it's necessary.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're a great collaborator.
You're a good call back that nobody gets because nobody is fucking listening right now.
Go back to the old episodes, please. Watch our channel blow up after the fact.
Yeah, we quit. And just silver play button, golden play button.
What?
I guess we're going to do more episodes.
How did they get our fucking address?
We do another episode and it gets 2 views.
Damn
what the hell
Damn
happened?
Folks, thanks so much for joining us on these episodes. Like I said, these were such a... I remember just texting Dan and be like, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Let's just, like, you and I sit down, let's have coffee or whatever, and let's just showcase the things that we're proud of. And I'm really glad we did. Because, again,
Me too.
If anything, that probably helped out a lot with... I think this podcast helped out a lot, but also the Creative Showcase in general helped out with my presentation of my thesis project.
That's great.
Because I knew how to tell, you
talk
telling me,
it.
hey, slow down. Like, you don't have to read that fast, you know.
Yeah.
And that helped me out with my with the project. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for listening. Quick thank yous, Daniel. Obviously,
yes.
Thank you for editing and creating the said music.
What's that?
Oh.
Should we try and do a live outro?
What does that mean?
Like I'll play the music.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you should do
You
that.
want to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do Friday Night Tea.
Cool.
I'm sort of locking myself into... I closed all the music
Oh,
shit.
no.
Wait. Wait, it's right here. It's right here. Right click. Open file location.
We're doing it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I mean, we have to do it at least once.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
So here you go. Start your outro.
Just want to do a quick couple thank yous.
Wait. Oh, now start your outro.
Oh, hey, look at that. You hear that? You hear that right now?
What's that? What am I hearing right now?
That's crazy.
Sounds like shit.
Wow. Yeah, quick couple thank yous. Obviously, Daniel Mosionier for editing our podcast and creating this music that you're listening to.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to the Creation Nation Makerspace. Hey, if you have been listening for this long and you've always been curious about the place, maybe check it out.
There's nobody fucking listening right now.
Yeah, that's true. And then, obviously, thank you to Cassie Gertzen for our social channels. Thank you to Noah Garbutt for creating thumbnails. Thank you for Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. And thank you to the listener/viewer. I really appreciate you sticking around.
I thought you were going to say liberal.
Thank you, liberals. No, thank you so much for sticking around for these last 4 years. It's bittersweet to see it go in the next episode here, but
it's bittersweet to see it go when it's not going yet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We'll have a great little get everybody in the booth. Well, I'll try to schedule that. We'll see what we can fucking figure out. But
what we can fucking figure out.
It's usually Noah's somewhere. Brad's fucking working in the kitchen. I'm working in the kitchen. Crazy times. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in our final episode.
Tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Some other time.
Sometime.
Okay, bye.
All right, later.
So you know what I supposed to do?
And then now this is the section where we like talk about shit.
Well, yeah.
But it's gonna be perfect.
Oh, is it?
It's literally gonna be
We're almost
perfect.
running out of time on the song.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I like it.
So now we stop.
So I says to